WCU Cougar X. What's going on, guys? Look what we got. Our first snow of the year. Today is February 1st, 2025, Saturday. And we're up a little bit early to head down south. You know, I know this isn't much snow. This is just a dusting, but it's the first snow we've had all year. And Mr. Wayne, I know you're from what? Is it Stanley, North Dakota? I know you got a little bit more snow than this. In fact, you probably got feet of snow there. And probably a lot more snow up in Michigan there. So I know this is nothing, but it's a little something for us. So here we are. Why am I making this video? No, it's not about the snow. We got up early this morning. We're headed down to Vancouver, Washington. And then before we do that, we have a little meeting there. And prior to that, we're going to meet a guy in Portland and to pick up a part for this car. Well, what part is that, you ask? Well, I'm glad you asked that, guys. Well, before I even say what it is, there's one piece of kit or part that I wanted for this car. It's more of a visual pleasure type of thing, if you will. And that's the top-mounted STI intercooler. So I got on Japan Parts, where I get a lot of my JDM parts. I was perusing, found an SG9 top-mounted intercooler. And for those of you that do not know what an SG9 is, that's the designation for the JDM Forester STI model. And luckily you can still get parts for it. Well, anyways, Japan Parts had the correct intercooler for that car, but it was what, around 500 bucks plus 150 bucks to ship it here to the States. And you know, as great as it looks, I don't think it was worth 650 bucks and change. So I immediately got on Craigslist and boom, found the exact same intercooler located down in Portland, Oregon. The guy had a 05 FXT just like this one, but his was silver. And he sold the car and found it in his garage one day and decided to get rid of it. So I'm happy to go take it off his hands. So more on that video. And I don't know if you guys could tell, but I kind of have an affinity for black cars. So anyways, I'm not sure when I'm exactly going to get this mounted on the car. Probably when I start digging into everything else and checking the turbo out, I'll do that as well. I know I need to get the hose kit because it doesn't come with any hoses, doesn't come off with a recirculation valve, any of that stuff. And I don't know if the one that's currently in this car will fit it or not, or if I need to get an updated one. But time will tell. So I decided I'd do a little video, first snow of the year, and you know, it is somewhat Forester related. So we're gonna go down and get that part, and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, here we are. We made it down to Jansen Beach area, a little shopping area here down in Portland. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but it always feels shady when you meet in a public place to do things like this. I don't know why that is. What do you think, Sarah Elizabeth? She feels the exact same way, as you can tell. All right, we're just sitting here waiting for this guy to show up, and I don't know, we'll show you what we got. Okay, I had every intention of making a video yesterday once I got this, but time kind of got away from us and we had to hurry to the meeting in Vancouver. So without further ado, this is the next morning and this is what I picked up. I believe this is an 04 to 07, obviously a top-mounted intercooler for an STI. Never mounted. Looks like the gasket was once on there, but no longer there. I mean, this thing is pretty much just been stored. I mean, it's clean as a whistle, with the exception of some dust. The fins are pretty good. I did straighten out some of these fins. Some of them were bent over, but man, it's got all of its mounting washers. And this is a USDM as opposed to a JDM product. Now, when I bought this, the guy I bought it from also purchased this particular intercooler for his 2005 Forester XT. He said something about the Y tube may not work. I don't know. Still in the process of researching it. Well, what I did find when I was researching prior to buying this was I could not believe the plethora of different variations of this intercooler that were on the market that were all made by Subaru. So it's gonna be a little learning curve. I'm sure there's already a video with regards to this particular setup, but I have yet to find it. I'm gonna do it out in my usual location by the car, but yeah, look at that. Holy smokes. Beautiful. You know, yesterday was our first bit of snow. This is our first major snowfall of the year thus far. Apparently the forecast calls for more snow tonight, all day tomorrow, all day Tuesday. So pretty cool. All right, so real quick, so how do you straighten the little fins out, or whatever you have it in your intercooler, where these all start to lay down, kind of like what's going on here? How do you fix that? Well, all I use is a pair of tweezers and a regular flathead screwdriver. That's just wide enough to get in here to kind of straighten things out. These actually don't look too bad, so I don't really need to use it. So simply all you're going to use is your tweezer, and using this little pack of gum here, is you stick it down and just close it and then bring it upward. This is really soft, so let me just kind of demonstrate. So here we are, it's kind of janked out. Stick it down there, you can just bring it up. I'm going to take my glasses off so I can see. It might be a little challenge sometimes because some of these little areas are really tight, so this is where the screwdriver comes in handy. Kind of stuff it down in the hole there to make a little passageway for your tweezers. Now, albeit it's not going to be exactly perfect, but perfect enough to kind of get the job done. Sorry. So, as you can see, we have some excess right here hanging down, right here. So sometimes you just need to stick your screwdriver in there, just kind of push on it a little bit to kind of get rid of some of that slack, and kind of go in the opposite direction. Let's kind of work it. See, looking better already. It's not rocket science, just takes a little patience to do this. Don't get in a hurry. You know, if some of these are, if you're not able to fix the damage, I wouldn't worry too much about it. There's enough surface area here to help make a difference. See, looking better already. All right, I think you guys get the point. So I'll just kind of reiterate what I'm doing. So I'm just putting the tweezer in between, squeezing it together, and lifting straight up. I'm not sitting here manipulating each of these little fins, because that would take forever and a day. So you just simply stick it down there, close it, and bring it straight up.
guys, I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so I'm gonna want this as good as it can be, because a lot of these were really laying down when I first got it, so just from being stored incorrectly. I get it, stuff gets thrown on top, and yeah, these little things are really fragile. These are quite literally like paper thin pieces of aluminum, so you don't want to put too much tension on it when you bring it forth. Pretty simple.
Alright, I thought about possibly continuing this intercooler video with the install, but the install's not going to happen for probably a few more weeks. So I just need to still gather some parts and, you know, look at other areas that have concern in the motor. But this is an example of what you're going to need if you're going to put a top-mounted intercooler from an STI onto a, you know, Forester XT. I'm not gonna probably buy this particular kit because that price point for silicone hoses is a bit much. I mean, really? 90 bucks for that? But kind of going down and looking at the fitment, and there we have 04 to 08 Forester XTs with the STI top-mounted intercooler. So now, do I need to do this? Do I need to put this intercooler on top of the car? Absolutely not. In fact, there's probably going to be possibly more negative effects by having it up there. I mean, if you increase the volume of the intercooler and you keep the turbo the same, will that cause turbo lag in the lower RPM range? Probably, more than likely. So I don't know. I'm still kind of him and hawing about whether or not I want to install it, but I do like the fact that it's an all aluminum housing, and as far as all the STI top-mounted intercoolers, it seems to be the smallest with regards to volume. So as far as the turbo lag, I mean, it's going to be the smallest out of all your options that are out there as far as what I have found. Plus, I do not like the stock Forester XT intercooler, as there's a lot of plastic involved with it, and as you probably know, through different heat cycles and just through age and probably UV light as well, that plastic can deteriorate, cause cracking. So as I'd mentioned before, with the gauge that's inside the car, she's only making 3 pounds of boost. Now that could be due to a plethora of different reasons, and one of them could be possibly, I don't know, the top-mounted intercooler that's presently in the car. I don't know if the plastic has fatigued, and there may be some issues with that. So if I'm in there to replace the turbo, I might as well just take care of the intercooler while I'm in there. So I think this will conclude this video, and hopefully we'll have an install video coming in the coming weeks. All right. As for now, WCU, good works out.